Our study shows that learning a second language may actually improve your memory. However, it also shows that it matters what language you learn. So the first one to put forward the idea that the language you speak may affect how you perceive the world was the linguist Benjamin Whorf. Benjamin Whorf also showed that different world languages describe the world in different ways. For example, when talking about a group of friends putting their beer glasses on the table, in German you would employ two verbs, either legen or stellen, to lay or to stand, and these verbs imply the orientation of an object that is either horizontal or vertical. In Spanish, the typical verb you would employ is poner, to put, that does not imply the orientation of an object. So arguably, German urges its speakers to attend to the orientation of objects, whereas Spanish does not. Now what happens if a German speaker learns Spanish as a second language and a Spanish speaker learns German as a second language? Arguably, the German will lose its attention to object orientation, whereas Spanish speakers will gain in attention to object orientation. We tested this in a memory experiment. So we tested about 200 Germans and Spaniards to complete a computer-based memory experiment. In the experiment, people saw pictures of people placing objects and they were presented with either a German or a Spanish sentence describing this event. In the second phase of the trial, people were presented with another picture, and in this picture we changed the orientation of objects. This experiment showed us three things. First of all, it showed us that German native speakers were better than Spanish native speakers to recognize changes in the orientation of an object. Second of all, it shows that when German speakers learned Spanish as a second language and performed the experiment in Spanish, they lost their ability to recognize changes in the orientation of objects. Finally, we found that when Spanish people learned German as a second language, they got better in recognizing changes in the orientation of objects to a degree that was even higher than German native speakers. So all in all, this study shows that learning a second language does not only enable you to order a beer when you are on holiday, it may actually affect how you perceive the world. And in particular, learning German may sharpen your memory. Proost!